What if the entire future of Tesla was just shattered? Pause. All it took was one press conference, one unexpected moment. At a recent US engineering event, Elon Musk sat right in the front row, confident and calm, that usual half smile on his face. Slower. He looked completely in control. But that calm expression didn't last long, because when a man named Maxwell walked on stage and revealed a vehicle unlike anything the world had ever seen, something in the air shifted. Pause. Musk's smile faded, his eyes widened, and for the first time in many years, the king of electric cars looked truly surprised, maybe even afraid. In the next few minutes, you'll understand why experts are calling this single event the possible beginning of the end for traditional electric vehicles. By the time you finish this story, you'll know exactly what happened at that conference, why Elon Musk was speechless, and how one new invention might completely rewrite the future of transportation as we know it. The press event wasn't supposed to change history. It was meant to be just another technology showcase, a stage for engineers to display early designs, test ideas, and talk about innovation. Nothing unusual. But then came Maxwell, a soft-spoken inventor from Africa known for chasing ideas that others considered too bold or too impossible. When the host called his name, the crowd barely reacted. Most people there had never even heard of him, but that changed in seconds. As the curtains slowly pulled back, pause, and Maxwell's vehicle rolled gently onto the stage, the mood in the entire room transformed. Engineers leaned forward, journalists grabbed their cameras, technicians whispered among themselves. The hum of quiet conversation turned into a wave of murmurs. Slower. There was something strange, something magnetic about that car. And then, silence. Long pause. The kind of deep silence that fills a room when everyone suddenly realizes they're watching a moment that will be remembered forever. This wasn't another sleek, electric car. This was something different, something that didn't belong to the same category at all. What Maxwell showed the world that day was the first self-powered electric vehicle ever built, a car that, he claimed, could keep running endlessly. No charging stations, no grid, no fuel. It could, in theory, drive forever. No cables. Pause. No waiting in line at superchargers. Pause. No more worrying about running out of range. Ever again. The crowd froze. People looked around, uncertain whether they had heard correctly. Could this really be true? Was this man seriously saying he had created a car that never needed to charge? Some thought it had to be a trick, some kind of clever illusion. Others leaned in, eyes wide, desperate to believe it was real. Then, all eyes turned to Elon Musk, the man who had turned electric cars from a fantasy into a global phenomenon, the man who had made Tesla a household name. At first, he sat completely still, his expression hard to read. But then, cameras caught him, leaning forward, elbows on his knees, staring intensely at the strange vehicle on stage. He whispered something to his aide, his jaw tightening. It was the face of a man realizing that, for the first time in years, Tesla's rule over the EV world might actually be at risk. If you love discovering world-changing stories before everyone else does, make sure you subscribe to Maxwell African. That way, you'll always be one step ahead of what's shaping our future before it hits the mainstream. So, how does this miracle machine actually work? Maxwell's team didn't reveal every detail, but here's what the world knows so far. The car uses a special system that allows it to produce and reuse its own energy in real time. As it moves, it captures energy, converts it, and loops it back into itself, creating a closed cycle of continuous power. It's like watching a machine feed itself endlessly, recycling motion into energy in ways no other car today can even come close to achieving. Think about a phone that never needs to be plugged in, or an airplane that can keep flying without ever landing for fuel. That's the kind of leap we're talking about. And it's not science fiction anymore. Pause. This was demonstrated live, right in front of Elon Musk and hundreds of engineers who couldn't believe their eyes. But here's a question for you. Would you actually trust a car that never needs to charge? Pause. Let me know what you think in the comments, because this is where opinions are about to split wide open. The consequences of this invention are massive. Think about it. Charging networks, battery plants, fuel stations, even government energy programs. All of them are built around one basic idea, that vehicles need energy from somewhere else. Maxwell's car completely destroys that assumption. If this technology is real and scalable, it changes everything. Tesla now faces two choices: evolve fast or get left behind. The same goes for every other automaker: Ford, Toyota, Volkswagen, BMW. All of them have spent billions building electric cars that still depend on charging stations and grid power. But now, a single outsider from Africa might have just leaped past them all with a technology no one saw coming. Remember what I said earlier, that this could mark the end of traditional EVs? Now, you understand why. Maxwell's car isn't just a shiny prototype, it's a direct challenge to the entire industry, a declaration that the rules have officially changed. If his invention can be mass produced, it means the billions of dollars spent on charging infrastructure, the huge networks of chargers and battery plants, might already be outdated before they even finish being built. This isn't just a new type of EV. Pause. This is total independence. Pause. Freedom from the power grid. Pause. A future where clean mobility doesn't rely on anyone else's infrastructure. It's the dream of true self-sustainability, transportation that doesn't take from the planet, but works in harmony with it. A car that lives, breathes, and moves endlessly without ever asking for more. And that's why Elon Musk couldn't hide his reaction. For years, Tesla has been the symbol of innovation, the company that always stayed several steps ahead. But now, for the first time, someone else had something so revolutionary that even Musk couldn't pretend to ignore it. You could almost see the calculation happening behind his eyes, the realization that the world might be about to change in a way that even he hadn't predicted. And here's what's even crazier. This breakthrough didn't come from one of the world's biggest companies or richest nations. It came from an African inventor with a small, focused team who dared to believe that energy doesn't have to come from outside. They built what others said was impossible and proved it live on stage. That's why people are calling Maxwell the new face of innovation. His invention doesn't just compete with Tesla, it rewrites what we thought was possible for technology, for energy, for humanity's relationship with machines. It's no longer about who builds the fastest car or the biggest battery. It's about who can build the smartest system, one that powers itself forever. If this technology grows, it won't just disrupt Tesla, it'll rewrite entire industries: oil, power grids, logistics, even how cities are designed. Imagine a future where vehicles never need refueling stations, where highways no longer have rest stops filled with chargers, where energy independence isn't a dream but a daily reality. The effects ripple out everywhere. Energy companies could lose relevance. Governments might have to rethink national infrastructure, and the car you drive could become the cleanest, most efficient machine ever made, not because it's powered by something else, but because it powers itself. And yet, big questions remain. Can Maxwell's design really work at scale? Can it handle extreme weather, long trips, or mass production? Will it be affordable? Those questions will take time to answer, but the fact that such a car now exists, functioning, driving, and being tested in public, means the conversation has already changed forever. And that's why people say this might be the single most important engineering event of the decade. Elon Musk's silence wasn't just about surprise, it was about recognition. He saw, maybe before anyone else, that his empire could face its first real challenge. The same confidence that once came from leading the EV revolution now had to face the fear of being left behind by an even bigger one. If you want to keep following this incredible journey and stay ahead of every new breakthrough before it becomes global news, subscribe right now to Maxwell African. You'll never see the future the same way again. But now, I want to hear from you. Slower, engaging. Do you think Tesla can survive this new wave? Or is this the innovation that finally knocks Elon Musk off the throne? Tell me your thoughts below. I'll be reading every comment because this isn't just another story. It's a turning point in how we think about energy, mobility, and the limits of human invention. The future has shifted. The world is moving faster than anyone expected. The only real question left is simple. Who's ready for it? And who's about to be left behind?